Hey, it's Nancy from Nancy Chu Homes at Keller Williams NJ Metro Group. So this may not be very meaningful to you, but Zillow and Opendoor just got married and they're really excited about it. Now, for those of you who don't know, Opendoor is a product of Silicon Valley. This idea that tech and artificial intelligence, AI, can do a better job selling your house than me, a traditional real estate agent who works at a traditional brokerage company, in this case, Keller Williams. And the idea is that you can just pop onto their website or their app and instantly get an offer for your house. It's not everywhere yet, but they plan to be this iBuyer program. So now, Zillow had one of these programs before, and I don't know if you remember this, but at the end of 2021, they reported a $422 million loss. That was all in its iBuying division, and I think they laid off like 25% of their workforce because of it. So what they were doing is they were buying homes, renovating, and then reselling them. And listen, you can point the finger at all sorts of like reasons why they failed. There were supply chain issues, there was labor shortage issues, but the real issue is that Zillow's AI had a really hard time comping houses. Their Zestimates were off. That's what they were using to predict their home values. And their estimates just weren't accurate. Now, that's not news to me because I'm a real estate agent, and I tell you, Zestimates, like any sort of like AI-driven home valuations, they're like the bane of my existence because they're always inaccurate. And what's the result? Well, in this case, the result was that Zillow was left with about 7,000 homes that they had paid too much for, and now they had to sell it at a loss. Good news for consumers, I thought. Yay! Some houses they're going to sell like at a loss, like put some inventory into. Nope. It appears that Zillow is going to sell the whole portfolio to an institutional buyer. That means like a private equity firm or a hedge fund. So not consumers directly. Not interested in helping consumers find more homes. So now Opendoor. This was the iBuying company that was just fined $62 million by the Federal Trade Commission a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like beginning of August, for allegedly pitching potential sellers misleading and deceptive information. And most customers who sold to Opendoor apparently made thousands less than they would if they were using a more traditional approach, i.e. me. And I believe the phrase that Sam Levine used, he's the head of the FTC, he was like, they promise innovation, but they built their business on deception. There was nothing innovative about cheating consumers. I just thought that was funny. Look, they promised lower transaction costs and that they were offering market rate on homes. It's a little beyond me how any consumer could possibly believe that. Now, since when has any Silicon Valley tech company not want to make a significant profit with their service? I'm just asking. Like, of course they would want to buy low and sell high. This is like American consumerism in its purest form. Silicon Valley embodies that. Why would you fall for it? They did not have lower transaction costs, and they did not offer market rate on homes. Look, a $62 million fine is like nothing. It is a slap on the wrist for a company that's valuated at $4 billion, okay? And what was the result? Nothing. Because Zillow and Opendoor both have proved themselves to be unable to provide any accurate home valuations, which I believe has hurt plenty of consumers. They've been allowed to join forces and, combine together and tout their inaccurate data and crappy services as the wave of the future. And now they're going to claim to be bigger and better. And if I screw together two broken chairs, do I get a stable love seat? I don't think so. Oh, but the fabric is so pretty. Like, what? What is going on? How is the consumer being protected here? Listen, don't just take my word for it. Let me show you what I did. I recently listed a property that's in my market area. It happened to be one that Opendoor was actually willing to offer on. I had to try like a bunch of houses before I found one that they would offer on. I did notice that they wouldn't respond to anything that was in a more sort of luxury category pricing, FYI, in my market area. They were like, we don't have an offer for that house. So anyway, this home was listed and we'd already received multiple offers. So I thought, let's just have a look and see what they send us. I was really surprised. Here, have a look at this chart here. I was really surprised with the initial offer that they sent me on August 5th. $320,000, which when I ran comps, there hadn't been numbers that low in that neighborhood since like 2010, 2012. Okay, so it was a shockingly low number. 2 weeks later, which is like today, around 2 weeks later, I noticed that they had improved their offer to $329,000. Okay, follow me here, and this is very important. 2 weeks in the real estate world, especially in a market area that has really tight inventory, okay? 2 weeks is not enough time to gather enough closing data to justify an increase like that. I'm telling you. Does that make sense? Think about this. You'd have to have enough closings in a period of 2 weeks to justify a $30,000 increase in the pricing that you were saying was market price. It means that Opendoor, their initial offer was not market rate and was never market rate because they didn't have enough time to evaluate it higher. Does that make sense? So in other words, they specifically offered a lower offer than market rate in order to ensure their profit margins, which is exactly what they were fined for and exactly what they promised that they do not do, which is buy low and sell high. They promise market rate offers, which they clearly did not provide. And by the way, still haven't, because 329 is not the right number either. What a bunch of lying, putrid a-holes. I'm really angry about this. Can you tell? And Zillow just got into bed with them. So, by the way, we are under contract for this property. And as you can see, here a red circle, our sale price is $120,000 over their initial offer. Please don't believe all the hype, and computers and nerdy tech programmers, they have not replaced my expertise. Not yet. If you like our videos, if you watch on YouTube, please comment, like, and subscribe. We appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week.